Well, welcome everyone to another video. Today we're going to talk about the pull rates in Monarch First Edition. The apparent pull rates, we're going to use my source. My data is going to come from the 84 box opening we did a couple days ago on Friday. We did a charity donation thing. We raised $38,000 for cures, for research cures for ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and as well as Alzheimer's. And so it was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. Mitch from Midtown Merchant, George from Pete Sports, and I opened up a bunch of boxes. Make sure you go watch that video. It was a ton of fun. And then in the background, we had some people tracking the data. So I just want to say, first off, thank you to all the people who donated to that stream, who partook in the charity event with us. We could not have done that without you. We could not have raised $38,000 without you. So I'm working on gathering all the data from there, and so you're gathering all the donations from there. So make sure you send those if you have not yet. I sent you an email. But that being said, let's take a look at the poll rate, and then I also have some other things I want to talk about that's not just our data, based on the other data, because obviously we did not poll a Fable, so obviously those exist. So we had some people working behind the scenes to pull all this data for us while we were doing that. So shout out to those guys who were working hard behind the scenes. Shout out to Walked Away on Discord, to Ice9 on Discord, to Rius R-I-U-S on Discord, and to Avenir on Discord as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being part of my team and for helping me track all this data. All right, so here's what we got. We've got cold foil commons in the left slot here, and these are all the boxes that we pulled, right? So in the 80 boxes that we tracked here, we pulled 52 cold foil commons. They did not, keep up with the rares, so they kind of stopped. We pulled 202 rainbow foil rares, and that's one that might not be perfectly accurate. It was kind of hard to. We weren't really talking about those, so it was kind of hard. The ones that are accurate, though, are the cold foil commons, the majestic non-foils. We pulled 474 majestic non-foils in 80 boxes. The rainbow foil majestics, we pulled 98 rainbow foil majestics in 80 boxes. The full art rainbow foil majestics, we pulled 4. We pulled 4 in 80 boxes. The cold foil majestics, we pulled 12 in the 80 boxes, and we pulled 28 legendaries in 80 boxes. And then of course we pulled no fables. So we're going to talk about that. I think there's some evidence of some kind of funny business going on in the market. There's some stuff that we need to chat about, that I want to chat about, that I want to just share my opinions on. And so let's hop into it. All right, so this means, based on this data, and I'm only using my data. We have other people that are kind of generating some additional data. We'll kind of maybe do a follow-up on this video at some point. But I just wanted to focus on my view. The idea of doing that box opening was to gain some data, and so I don't want to lose that. So here we go. So this is the idea here. It looks like your average per box of a cold foil common is 0.65. So you would average 1 in every 1.5 boxes, kind of based on this data. So 1 in every 1.5 boxes would net you a cold foil common. That's kind of the on average, the guess there. It would pop up 1 in every. The odds of pulling that, I guess, is a better way to say that. Let's change that, because that's going to be confusing. The odds of pulling this is every 1.5 boxes. That's kind of the odds. Your average per box, this is where this gets different. The average per box was 0.65. So those numbers are kind of changed, right? So I don't want to lose sight of that. Let's focus on the average per box. The average per box was 0.65. Okay. Rainbow foil rares, your average per box was 2.5. I kind of got. I want to back up. I kind of got you guys confused with by saying that the box is 1.5. That is your odds of pulling it. If you open a box, your odds of pulling a cold foil common are 1.5 to 1, basically. So then the rainbow foil rares, you're going to get about 2.5 per box. This is really what you need to be thinking. On average, you're going to get 2.5 per box. The Majestics, you're gonna get around 6 per box is kind of where we're going. It's kind of all over the place. You got boxes that have 7. I mean, we saw a box that had 8. I had a box that had 8. That's awesome. I don't think we hit 9. I am hearing of other people hitting 9. I think I heard of somebody hitting 10. But kind of our average was 6. We had boxes with 4. We had boxes with 5. It seems like the average is around 6 Majestic non-foils per box. Rainbow foil Majestics is more than 1. I thought it was going to be 1, and it was pretty evident that it is more than 1. We had very few boxes. I think we only had 1 or 2 boxes that hit no Rainbow foil Majestics. But we had every one, kind of 1.5, 1.2 Rainbow foil Majestics per box. The full art Majestics, the odds of hitting a full art Majestic are 20 or 1 in 20 boxes. Basically, is that what that means? I think that's how I'm understanding the data correctly. But basically, every 0.05 boxes is going to have a full art Majestic in it. So absolutely crazy. Really super rare. I mean, we opened 80 boxes and we got 4 of these things. These things are crazy rare. Even if even if they put them in unlimited, Louis, what are they going to do? It doesn't matter. The first edition ones are always going to have a premium, but in addition, the pull rate on them is so atrociously low that it's not going to have effect on the first edition prices. I can promise you that. Cold foil Majestics. This is where things for me get really spicy, and that is comparing cold foil Majestics with legendaries. I don't know what to tell you. We pulled 12 cold foil Majestics. We pulled 28 cold foil legendaries. That's more than double the rate of pull for a legendary compared to a Majestic cold foil. So interesting to me. This would be you pull one in every 6.7 boxes. That's kind of your odds. You'll pull one in every 6.7 boxes. Ugh, that's crazy to me. And then the legendaries are we pulled 28. So your chances of hitting that in a box, your average per box, are 0.35, so 35% per box. And then we didn't pull a Fable. We'll talk about it in a second. So that odds here is then 1 in every 2.9 boxes according to our data. So that's kind of your pull rate. So I would say if you're opening a case, you would potentially get you're not guaranteeing yourself anything. First off, there's no guarantee of any of this stuff. But that being said, if you're opening a case, odds are in your favor that you're going to hit a legendary. Odds are not in your favor that you're going to hit a cold foil Majestic. And hitting this full art Majestic would take really 5 cases. That's what it's going to take you to open one of them. Now, all that being said, I want to talk about something. Somebody put together a pretty good thing, a comment. I want to talk about his comment. The pull rate to a certain legendary is always, let me make this bigger for myself so I can read, is always 1 in 480 packs. In Monarch, there are 6 legendaries, so the chance of getting a legendary is 1 in 80 packs, or 30% per display, which our odds on there, we pulled, our odds were 35%. So this is pretty close. His kind of data from what they've said is pretty accurate. So the distribution per case is 0 legendaries would be 24%. So 24% of the time you could get 0 legendaries. So let's pop in here and see where we got 0 legendaries in a case. So it's gonna be hard. I guess it's not. Let's see. Did we get a 0 legendary case here? Mitch got 1. I got a 0 legendary case here. Okay, that's 1 0 legendary case. Who got a 0 legendary case here? That's not a 0 legendary case. Mitch, I got another 0 legendary case here. So there's 2 0 legendary cases. Nope. We both got a 0 legendary case. There's 4 0 legendary cases. Mitch got a 0 legendary case. There's 6 0 legendary cases. And then we both got one. So we got 6 0 legendary cases in 10. So that'd be about 30% of our cases were 0 legendary cases. And he's saying 24% could be. So that's pretty accurate. That's a pretty strong, our odds are kind of a little bit higher than that. So then your odds of getting a 1 legendary case are 41.16%. Okay, so getting a 1 legendary case are 41.16%. I'm not going to count through all these odds. And then your odds of getting, this is kind of based on the ways that you draw in a legendary, is getting 2 legendaries is 26%. So the 26. Now this is the one I'm interested in. Your odds of hitting 3 legendaries is 7.5%, and there are odds of hitting 4 legendaries, which people have said they've done, which would be 0.81%. So let's look at this 3 legendary odds at 7.56%. So let's look at how many times Mitch pulled 3 legendaries. I don't think I did at all. That one's not going to be it. That one's not going to be it. Let's see. Mitch only pulled 2. Let's back up at the beginning. 3 legendaries. So that's Louis, Mitch 1, Mitch 2. Okay. Boom. Mitch 1, 2, 3. We both pulled 3 legendary cases there. So there's 2. Let's see. So we had 2 3 legendary cases. That's it. Yeah. So that'd be about the 2 in 10. That'd be 20%. So our odds were higher on the 3 legendary case than their statistics are here, because they said it would be 7%, but our odds were also higher on the 0, whatever I said, the 0 legendary case. We were higher, so our odds were kind of skewed high. So I think there's a lot of truth to maybe what Chris 3015 is saying here, and here's what I think. I think that these odds, so the reason that these odds are skewed, right? Like his odds are correct statistically if the packs are accurately like mixed up. If there's complete randomness, his odds should be correct. That being said, I do not believe that the odds are right. I don't believe that the packs have been accurately like shuffled up and whatever. But I'm gonna give you a little bit more insight on kind of how I got my boxes, right? So I ordered tons of boxes and then they didn't ship on time. They kind of changed the way that they did shipping. So I reached out to my local game store and was essentially like, hey, you guys are getting enough boxes for me to do this whole case break thing, this whole thing. Can I just I'm gonna get boxes in, can you let me quote unquote borrow the boxes? We were going to use some of their, we used some of their boxes anyway for our case break. So I basically took a loan of the boxes so I could have my boxes in time to do the 40 box stream, right? Like that I didn't get the boxes in time to do it like I thought I was going to. So what I did was I took basically a loan of the boxes, and I'm going to replace the boxes. So all of my boxes came from the same store. All of my boxes came not only from the same store, but the same distributor. And in my mind, that was going to be a good thing. In my mind, that was going to very much increase my odds of hitting the Fable, because I was going to be able to open them sequentially, not really sequentially, but like kind of all the same boxes. I was going to be able to open 40 from the same source, which in my mind was going to make me a better chance of getting the Fable. Now, that being said, I think that we have a distribution error, because I'm hearing of people who are hitting 2 Fable in the same case. 2 Fable in the same case, only in my mind, can only happen if the organization and randomness did not get done 100%. And that's where I'm starting to see, like, we had really, really spiky cases, right? Like we had cases with 0. We had more cases with 0 than statistical odds prove, right? The statistical odds of getting 0 was 24%. Okay. The odds of we did was 30%. So we had a higher rate of 0 legendary cases. Now the statistical odds of hitting 3 are also, we also exceeded the statistical odds of hitting 3. So again, our cases were more spiky. And so what my theory is, and my guess is that the sorting just wasn't done perfectly. I don't know. I'm assuming that's an issue on Card of Monday's fault. I'm assuming that LSS doesn't cut corners, because I know LSS, they don't do that. I'm assuming what's happening is that they just didn't quite get it randomized enough at Card of Monday, and what we're seeing is kind of these spiky cases where you have 2 Fables in a case. We have never heard of 2 Fables in one case before. I'm sorry, we just have never really heard of that. And I've heard of it multiple times, like 2 times, and I don't have evidence of it. I don't have photos or videos of it, which I wish I would. But I'm seeing that, and that's what I'm guessing is that some of the stuff, and I kind of like it. Part of me, I was having this conversation in a Discord chat today. I kind of like it because it prevents you from opening a legendary and then selling the rest of your boxes. That's a win. That's a win for the community. Stores who are doing that, or individuals who are doing that, that sucks. Like that they shouldn't do that. But the point is, now if you pull a legendary, it's like, oh, I want to finish opening the case because it seems spiky. It seems like the odds are, if you open a legendary, you have good odds of hitting another legendary in the case. Whereas if you aren't opening a legendary, you're like, do I want to keep opening? Anyway, it's kind of fun. It kind of makes it more fun. What I don't like is that the Fable wasn't. Like, you shouldn't be able to open 2 Fables in a case. And I'm not complaining that we didn't open a Fable. Like, that sucks. In my mind, I gave the chances of me hitting a Fable in 40 boxes like a 50-50 odds. Because it's kind of like we opened enough boxes, but did we get lucky enough to open it? I thought I was increasing my odds from getting them from the same source. But I guess not. I guess not. But in 80 boxes, I thought one of us would pull a Fable. Unless the odds of a Fable are less than 80, but or like, more than 40, and it's like 1 in 60. I don't think so, though. I really don't. Based on the other pulls that I've had of other sets, I just don't. It'll be really interesting to do Monarch Unlimited. So that being said, that's the pull rates that kind of we're starting with. I have other people getting me sources for my EV videos that we'll kind of use, but this will be a good starting point, I think. I think we'll probably go, 1 in 20 boxes to hit the full art majestic. We'll probably go 1 in like every 6 boxes, 6.5 boxes maybe, to hit the cold foil majestic, and probably 1 in every 3 boxes to hit a legendary. Something like that. We'll kind of iron out the data better. So anyway, so this would be, 1 in every 1.5 boxes to hit a cold foil common. That makes sense. I'm sorry that I butchered that at the beginning. All that being said, I hope that all makes sense to you. Remember have yourself a good day, and be kind to the people around you. And we're going to do another video here tonight. I know it's like 8:30 probably when this posts. We have a box opening to do for a patron today. It's been a long day. Hope you have a great day. Remember, be kind to the people around you.